Thank you very much. So welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me in this talk. Um, First of all, if you wish to ask questions to the end of the talk, feel free to save this bookmark here. I'll give you some time to scan it. How are you enjoying the Odoo experience so far? Is it good? Great. So, WebPinMap. What's WebPinMap? You know, we have noticed over the time how the way we live in our offices is changing. In the past, it was about cubicles, small rooms, desks, fixed desks. Nowadays, offices are changing. The COVID pandemic gave a further boost to that with remote working. But nowadays, especially in our field, in the IT field, many workplaces are switching from cubicles, two walls, one small corridor, another cubicle on your back, assigned to you without any chance to share with other colleagues, to flexible workspaces where you go, 2 or 3 days a week using remote working. And in general, companies are switching towards this model, which talks about sharing, flexibility, collaboration. There is more need for open spaces, for places where you can co-work with others in rooms together, where you can foster and nurture your creativity. And also companies are more and more interested in ergonomics of work position and workplaces. This is roughly what's going on. That's the standard office years before. This is what we are going towards. So we have modern needs that can fit the new way we approach workplaces. We need a way to reserve a workplace fast, because when you go to the office, there is no more your desk. There are several places where you can work, and you may want to reserve in advance your place. You might need extra equipment. Maybe one day you have to, you have to work with your colleagues and you need a big meeting room with a whiteboard, with a Jabra or whatever. The floor manager, the office manager, might want to get real-time notifications when a new room is booked and you have to set it up in advance. And of course, since you are so used to Odoo having an ecosystem of applications talking together, you want to use the data that you have in your instance with regard to your equipment, for example. Our answer to those needs is this thing here, WebPinMap. Let's dive into it smoothly, one piece at a time. First of all, you may have multiple buildings. For example, here we have this company, a famous company, you might recognize it, with different buildings and with different floors. For example, for my company, we have offices in Rome, in Milan. In Rome, we have 2 different floors. So you start recording your buildings, your floors, and your assets. An asset is anything on your building, in your floors, that you can book. A meeting room, a desk, a space, a cabinet, whatever. You insert in there all your assets and associate any assets to a QR code. This QR code is automatically generated for you. This will be used for check-in and check-out. Also, all assets have a broad range of configuration. For example, some of them can be temporarily excluded from bookings. There is an issue, stuff leaking on one desk, you want to stop reservations there. You go here, not reservable, boom, done. That's not available anymore. Or you can configure several reservation rules and check-in rules. For example, that room with a special desk that's only for C-level executives, that room with, I don't know, a plotter, a welcome table is only available for designers. You can configure all that from here. There are several rules you can input. We will not delve into the details of that, but there is an ample range of configuration for that. And probably any of your assets is associated with equipments, or the other way around, the equipments that you have saved in your Odoo database from maintenance equipment, if you're using it, can be associated to assets. So for example, in that desk, there is a certain monitor, a certain computer, certain mouse, and whatever. Once you have configured everything, you did all this data entry, and so you have your floors, your buildings, your assets, your equipment, all beautifully connected, you load a map. This can be anything you wish. This is, for example, a typical wireframe map. And this map can be dragged, zoomed, moved along, and can be clicked. Anytime you click, a new dot appears. Each dot represents an asset. And here is the list of the assets that you have put in before that. As you can see, there is a color coding system. When you drag the mouse, when your user moves the mouse around, the dots will represent the state of that assets for the time frame they want to book that assets. Green is free, yellow is booked, red is in use right now. And your floor manager, your office manager, whatever that is, can have this view with the list of all the reservation. Of course, it is calculated in real time. We will see later on how to do the check-in and check-out. And if he wants, he can use the Gantt view, the calendar view, or any other kind of view from your favorite third-party module that adds a new custom view to have all the information he has. And of course, he can use report to understand which assets are more used, which equipment has been more used and might need maintenance, which rooms are never used, and stuff like that. This is from the backend side, let's say. What about the final users? The employees, for example, but not only. They will likely use the mobile app. We have developed this hub that connects in real time to the Odoo database, and you can use them to browse the assets, make a reservation. You can also cancel a reservation, of course, and anytime you get to the asset that you have booked and that you want to use, you can do the check-in using the QR code that we have seen before, that you may have put on the assets you want, on the room that you are wishing to use. You can check in and check out from that. This app is available for Android and iPhone, and is probably the perfect companion for WebPinMap, you know, because this way your experience is smoothless and you can use that, I don't know, for example, when you are commuting because you forgot to reserve your desk and you don't have a place to work that day. So WebPinMap, we have seen it as the perfect application for offices and workplaces. And just that. Or is it? Because actually we have talked about buildings, floors, and assets and equipment. Not specifically about offices. We have seen an example using offices. But what if I am the owner of a restaurant and I want to book tables, maybe a big restaurant, or a cinema, or a theater, or I don't know, a parking lot? Generally speaking, WebPinMap has been conceived after the idea, after seeing how the workplaces are changing. But we have designed it abstract enough to manage anything that can be split into single units, can be booked in advance, checked in, used, and checked out. Versatility is actually the differentiating factor, the main differentiating factor of this solution. So, to recap, what are the main takeaways of that? WebPinMap is an Odoo module, is available for Odoo 14 onwards. Odoo 18 included. Just give us some time to port the module, since we have they have released, our friends here have released the Odoo 18 just a couple days ago. The mobile app is available on Android and iPhone. It's of course compatible with Odoo Enterprise, Odoo SH, on-premises, name it. And if you are expert with Odoo and you know how Odoo modules are done, you can easily understand it can be easily customized if it doesn't completely fit your needs. So, if you have any questions, feel free to use this QR code here if you want to have a little chit chat with that at the end of the talk, or join us at our stand in Palace 7, just near that. Thank you very much. Okay.
Yes. You can leave it like this. I can take. Works. Okay. Thank you first for this
Thank you.
presentation. The first question is already answered in your last slide, but is it available on the App Store, Odoo and?
Odoo App Store is not available on the Odoo App Store. But you can talk with us to have access to the module.
Okay.
In any case, it's easy to install on Odoo SH even without deploying it through the App Store.
Okay, very good. Do I have to be a user of the database to book a room?
A user of the database? Well, yes, but you can also be a portal user if you wish.
Okay.
Because everything we have seen is available through the mobile app, even if you are a portal user, or from the Odoo front end if you have access to Odoo. But of course, you cannot be a public user. You have to be a registered user.
I have to either have a license or either have a portal access to
a portal access is enough.
Okay, very good. Is it possible to reserve specific equipments independently from asset?
This is something that we are working on. It will be probably available from version 18. So the next one that we will deliver in a few days, because we have seen that this is quite a common request when you need the specific equipment but not anything else. So yes, this will be available.
Okay. What is the pricing?
The pricing. Let's talk about that.
Is there a map editor? How do you create a map?
Any editor, SVG is fine. Usually we recommend using SVG. We have support for other formats, but that's the best one, especially for the compatibility with the app, because it gives you full scaling up and down, zooming in and out.
Okay, very good. At which extent can it be suitable for places like concert hall or stadiums?
We have used for concert halls, not stadiums. It's
Not
not
yet.
that big, but we have used for concert halls, and the receipt is great.
Okay, very good. There's one, I think that, no, still modifying it. So does it integrate with the event app, Odoo event app?
It can, because when you use for example, a concert hall or a cinema or a theater, it makes sense. And so in that case, you create the event, you link the event to our module, and you will have reservations for that specific event, and it will calculate the time frame to show the colors coding system that we've seen. So yes.
Okay, great, really interesting. Is it possible to sell the reservation?
Sell the reservation?
Yeah,
in
I
which
mean,
sense?
I guess yes, if it's related to the event, to buy, because here it's just blocking assets, but can you buy
I see. For example, for a gift,
theater
yes.
or,
Yes.
Yeah.
If you are a portal user, you log in with your user,
Mhm.
but if needed, you can input the name of another person.
Okay. Could we track also assets like drones or photo cameras or similar assets that our field technician could need for their scope?
Sure, absolutely. If it's in maintenance equipment, it's available from the drop-down list, or if you wish, you can input it there, and it's available.
Thank you. Is the mobile app mandatory?
It's not strictly mandatory, but you know, the user experience is way, way better, especially if you are commuting, going to the office, in the office example. Using Odoo, yes, it's responsive, but the mobile app gives you the best presentation for that information, so it's better.
Okay, better user experience.
Yeah.
Good. Which format is support for the? No, wait. Because I have. Let me put. Which format is supported for the map? But you already.
SVG is the best.
Yeah.
Other
already
formats are
answered.
supported, but stick to SVG and you're happy.
Okay. And let me go at the end of this one. This is the last question, but it's blocked by some content in my phone.
Oops. Can I help you?
Here. Let's copy paste it. I don't see the end of the question.
Does it work from
Fronted.
front end maybe?
Select.
Maybe it's just about using it from the portal. Maybe that's from front end.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, we don't know. The part of the question is missing. If the question is, can portal users, front end user use it from the website? Yes, they can.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think it's
As long as
it's,
registered users.
ah, yeah.
of course.
So here we have it. Does it work from the front?
For
to
portal
or
user.
portal
Okay.
user? Yeah.
Okay, that's
You
it.
already answered. Okay. I think that's all. Maybe you can also meet Rhapsody in Palace 7.
Yes.
If you have any other questions, you can always come to Andrea. And thank you for this session. And thank you again.
Thank you.
Andrea.
Thank you. Thank you
Enjoy.
very much.